Okay, y'all. So I was at Club Blacks for about a week and a half, right? And so many things happened to me while I was there. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to tell them all in order, everything. So I'm just gonna tell y'all about the significant demonic encounters. Okay, there was one time when because you go around and I go around and I say the same thing to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hi, my name is Godiva, what's your name? Right? There was one time when I went up to this guy and I said, this big dude, he was kind of light skinned, and he had glasses. He looked like a bouncer, kind of, right? And I went up to him and I was like, hey, my name is Godiva. What's your name? He was like, your name's Godiva, right? Like, these are demons, y'all. I'm telling you, demons, 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 real live ones. Okay. I went up to him and he was like, your name is Godiva? And I was like, yeah, what's your name? He was like, I'm the shooter, right? And I was like, the shooter? What kind of name is that? Why you called the shooter? And he was like, cause I shoot. And I was like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's being weird, so let me just continue on with my pitch, right? And I was like, well, what you doing over here? You looking cute and stuff. Why don't you let me join you? And he was like, no. He was like, I'm working, right? And I was like, you working? I was like, you work here? And he was like, I work everywhere, right? And I was like, oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll come back later since you're working. And he was like, maybe, right? And I was like, okay. So I just walked up and I was like, okay, that was kind of weird. You talking about your name's the shooter and all that? I don't know. But maybe like an hour later, I was sitting at the bar and I was talking to someone else. And then this guy kind of crept up behind me and he was talking to some other guys, right? And then, like, over the music, I could hear him say, oh, yeah, that's that nigga that likes to go to church all the time, right? And there was nobody else, like, nearby and that he could be talking about. You know what I mean? And he was like, but he was by two other guys that worked there, and they all took their glasses and did like a cheers thing and started laughing, right? So I was like, maybe that was in my head, but it seemed like they were talking about me. You know what I mean? Um, because I have been delivered from the strip club before, but what happened was I instead of trying to help somebody, I boasted about what the God did for me, and when the devil came back with more temptation to go back, I fell because I was I was in a position where I needed a lump sum of money. I got a lump sum of money and I needed to add more to it because I thought I needed it for something. So that's how the devil came in and was like, if you go back to the strip club, you'll have this amount of money so you can pay for this. And that never happened. Okay? It was like he dragged me by my ankle and just started to drag me down. That's what happened. Okay? So don't ever listen to the devil ever. Okay, so there was that time. Okay, then there was another event that was weird. Okay, like one day I came to work and this girl was like, hey, little girl, right? And I was like, I'm not a little girl. And she was like, hey, little girl, right? And I was like, okay, she's being weird, right? And then she had a whistle, and like throughout the night, she was blowing the whistle through the club. And then later on, she came into the dressing room and she was like, you think there's some money in here? Ain't no money in here. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with her? You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of weird because there's a dude that I work with now that when he saw me, he was like, hey, look, girl. It was the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that is so weird. That sounds like the same hey, little girl that, hey, he's saying hey, little girl, but he's like, hey, little girl, right? uh, I hate to be called a girl because I've been through too much to be called a girl. Like, you cannot call me a girl. I have girls, but you can't call me a girl, okay? Like, I hate that. Don't call me a girl, all right? I'm a grown woman, all right? So, I really think that's a demonic spirit. Okay, now, y'all might be saying, oh, that ain't nothing. Okay, well, there was one time when I was leaving the club, and one of the bouncers was like, oh, that chocolate gonna melt, girl. Oh, that chocolate gonna melt, girl. Right? And I was like, who? What in the world? Right? And I looked back at him, and I started to walk faster, and he started to walk faster. And he was like, oh, that chocolate gonna melt, girl. It's gonna melt, girl. Right? And I got in my car, and I was like, it's just so weird in here. Like, this is weird. Okay? Now, you might be saying, oh, that ain't nothing. But that's because I say the best for last. No, wait. There's one more time when I went up to a girl and no, yeah, I went up to a girl because there's girls in the strip club too, right? There's especially those ones that like to dress like men, right? And that's another reason why it's not good to be in there, because not only do you become a man hater, you know what I'm saying, but you start to be attracted to those kind of girls, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a demon, you know what I'm saying? It's a girl that's dressed like a man, but you get tired of men, so you start to be like, oh, she cute, you know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, you're doing even more sin. Or you thinking about doing even more sin. You sit up here thinking about having a girlfriend and thinking that another woman can do something for you. Okay, and just going against God, and you just gonna end up in hell somewhere with that. Okay, that's just the bottom line. Okay, people are like, oh, we're so sensitive about this, and because they got on TV and they told us not to talk about it, and don't you talk about it, don't you talk. No, I'm going to talk about it, because guess what? Okay, that is against God. It's against nature. And then it's kind of crazy because you get together and you say you want to have children. And it's like, you would be able to have children if you were doing it right. Like, minus and plus signs go together. Not minus and minus, not plus and plus. So you're messing up the energy. You're messing up yourself. And when you get with someone of the same sex, and they do the same thing that the opposite sex did to you, you're gonna be like, I cannot believe that I'm taking this from another woman. You know what I'm saying? Okay? All right? I'm not hating anybody. I'm not saying that God hates you, okay? Because he does not hate you, all right? He hates the sin, all right? And what I'm saying is, your mind should not be so open to everything, okay? Because next thing you know, they're going to get on TV and say, okay, everybody, guess who else wants sexual rights? People that love children. They love children so much that they want to have sex with them. And don't you say anything. Don't you say anything about their sexuality. Don't get mad. Make sure you get mad if anybody says anything about it, because this is what we're free. No, you're not. Okay? The only thing that's happening is the devil is tricking you. All right? And he wants you to go to hell. I don't know if you're going to go to hell. I don't know if you're going to repent at the last moment, but the Bible clearly states of what you go to hell for. All right, so you need to stay away from that stuff. All right, because it's for your own good. God made this world. He created this world. He created you. He knows what's good for you, and he knows what's good for this world. If he says don't do something, your best bet is not to do it, because you are killing yourself. You are literally killing yourself when you sin. Okay, like, it's going against your energy. When you tell a lie and it comes out your mouth, the vibrations of the lie are disrupting your energy and actually killing you off. That's how serious it is. So God said, thou shalt not lie. So you speaking lies and stuff like that, and it's just coming back to you and taking time off of your life, like, literally. So there's a reason why he said not to do certain things. Okay, so anyway, I went up to this girl and I was like, my name's Godiva. What's your name? And she was like, oh, your name's Godiva. All right. And I was like, yeah. And she said, your mama named you that? Right. And I was like, no, but that's my name. And she was like, oh, you don't look like a Godiva. And I was like, yeah, that's my name. And she said, but you said your mom ain't named you that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, no, but that's my name. And she was like, oh, so you lying. You know what I'm saying? It was like she was so offended by my lie. You know what I'm saying? And now that I look back, that was a demonic spirit. It might have been Satan himself, because she had on a lot of jewelry. You know what I'm saying? And Satan wears a lot of jewelry. And I think that the reason why she was so offended by me lying about my name is because Satan feels like he's the father of lies. And he's also jealous because we can be forgiven for our sins, but he feels like when he lied, it was so unforgivable. But now look at us doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, "Oh, so you lying, right?" And I was like, "No, I mean that's what they call me in here." But I tried to bring her back to, "Hey, do you want to dance?" And she just would not come back. She was like stuck on the fact that I was lying. You know what I mean? And she was like, "Man, y'all B's ain't shit up in here, blah blah blah," and just started going on. And I was like, "Okay, there's no need for all of that." You know what I'm saying? "I'm just gonna go to the bar." She was like, "Yeah, you need to go to the bar." You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just making her sick. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like that was a demonic encounter. You know what I mean? Because it didn't go to, she wasn't polite, and it was just like a demon just, y'all dancers make me sick. There was one time when I was having a conversation with a guy, and we were talking about the people, and I was like, "Oh yeah, they all look like they're having so much fun." He was like, "Yeah, they look like they're having so much fun in their cells," right? And I was like, "In their cells?" He said, "Yeah, they're all in cells." Right? And I was like, "What do you mean they're all in cells?" And he was like, "Ah, never mind. You wouldn't understand. But yeah, it looks like they're having so much fun." Right? And I was like, "Where in the heck am I?" Right? Okay. There was a DJ, okay, that comes in there on Friday nights, okay? And I'm really like, I feel like when I used to do that, I felt like the club should have a DJ, and it should also have a hype man if the DJ doesn't know how to hype. Okay, and there's a root behind that, and I'm gonna tell y'all about that in the next episode of the Butterfly Show because I want to tell y'all about Mr. Bad Romance, the demon that I was stuck on for a very long time. Who, oh gosh, I cannot wait to tell y'all about that. Okay. Well, actually, I can because it actually hurts to talk about it. But I'm going to because I want y'all to see how if you put something above why obsession is a sin. Obsession with somebody is a sin. Okay, and if you're obsessed with somebody, that person will turn out to be your devil. I'm telling you, the devil himself tricking you, especially if that person's not treating you right. Oh yeah, that's the devil, and it's gonna come to the light one day, and you're gonna be in total shock. I'm telling you. Okay. So anyway, this hype man or whoever he was in the club one night, and he was like, the things he would say on the mic. Okay. Like, for instance, that night when the shooter or whatever, when him and the other guys clapped their glasses together, that same DJ was there. And he was like, he started to laugh. He was like, you can't see me, can you? I'm over here. Look, I'm over here. Look, I'm over here. Right? And when I heard him say, "Look, I'm over here," the second time, I looked for him because I was like, who is he talking to? Right? And then when I turned my head again, he was like, "Look, I'm over here by the bar." And I looked again, and he was like, "Look, I'm over here." And I looked again, and I was like, who is he? It was like, I felt like he was talking to me after I started to look. Right? And then he said, "You are a fool." Right? And I was like, where is he? Because I couldn't see him, and it was just so crazy. It was like the devil connecting with me. All right. And y'all might say, no, it's not. But there was a time when my legs started to hurt. Not just my foot, my ankle and my leg started to hurt from being on those heels for so long because I was trying to make enough money I don't know what I was going to do, but I know I had to pay for a room every night. I know I had to pay to get there every night. So it was like I was going nowhere. I was going to a dead end. And there's a lot of dancers that are doing that. They're like one bad night away from being homeless. You know what I'm saying? Especially in some of these in every club there's dancers like that. You know what I'm saying? That nobody's really helping them with anything. They don't know what to do. They keep thinking that the devil's going to give them something. They don't want to reach out to their family for help. Their family might not want anything to do with them because they probably stabbed